Hello, and you're very welcome to the Herbalist's Apothecary's Kitchen. I'm Stefan Jorgensen, herbalist. Today I'd like to just talk to you a little bit about some of the one-day workshops that we have coming up in summertime and spring, and our foundation course in herbalism. But first of all, before I talk about any of that, I want to show you how to make a floral water. So these we have here. We have two types of dried flower petals here. One is rose petal, and you can just see that there. It's so fragrant. These rose petals, normally what we do in the herbalist apothecary is from our shrub roses, we dry our rose petals throughout the summer, or we make fresh rose petal water. The same thing with the lavender flowers when we get enough of them, and we also use the lavender flowers. There's some that's our dried lavender. Now, we didn't have a field of lavender, but so you can buy this in. They're organic, dried organic rose petals here. Red, you can get pink ones, and the red ones I think are a lot better because they give a nice colour to the rose water as well. You can buy distilled rose water, but that is mainly all the benefits are sort of like washed out of it. And it's clear. The rose water that we have here and what we use in the apothecary for our creams and our cleansers and toners and other pieces of skincare products that we make here by hand. We have, here's one, and you can see how absolutely beautifully deep red that is, and it smells amazing. We're going to strain this in a little minute or so, but first of all I'm going to show you. You can make a floral water, a scented floral water from any flower that has essential oils in it. So, example, that has a good strong fragrance. What we have first of all is we're going to use rose petals today to make our rose water. Roses, like we've made a video on this before back in summertime, and you can probably click into it and re-watch it, some of the benefits of rose water and rose itself. Apart from the hips, full of vitamin C, 3 little rose hips have the same equivalent of vitamin C as an orange. So when they're all put together in one tincture, you can imagine the belt that it has. Rose has an affiliation with the heart. So emotionally, it opens up the heart. It helps you to deal with anger and grief and loss and all of that. So also for like breakups as well, like of relationships, rose is there to help you. It also has a hertz frequency of 300. This is all in the other video that we made in summer. So for healing, when our hertz frequency, for example, drops down to 60 or so, normally it's we vibrate at about 80 hertz, and when it drops down due to illness or being tired or stress or stuff like that, or even food and stuff like that, processed foods that we eat or coffee, it can drop down towards the 60 mark. Now when it does hit 60, that's when things like cancer and real illness can sort of like set in. But rose water and roses and rose essential oil, once you actually have, it's so strong, it's beautiful. Once you can ingest rose water. Essential oils you're not supposed to ingest, but you can actually put it safely on your skin, undiluted. And you can put it in your bath, you can put rose petals in your bath, you can swim in it, it's amazing. But rose petals can actually restore your hertz frequency from a low count right up to being healthy. So healthy emotionally, healthy body-wise, and it has a wonderful effect on your cells. It's also amphoteric plant. So the rose petals they're amphoteric, which means that they both are astringent, which means it tones and strengthens tissue, and it's demulcent or an emollient, so it moisturizes at the same time as strengthening and tightening up. So for skincare products, rose water is it's vital. We have it in everything. we'll do another one on lavender soon, but the basics are all the same for this. So basically you get your rose petals, here we go, and you've put them into a nice sterilized clean jar like this. Now if you're using fresh petals, you fill it the whole way up to the top. If you're using dried petals like these, you take your time because they're so fragrant, and my hertz frequency is going woo through the roof. So if you're using dried petals, you fill the jar, your jar or your vessel up halfway. For two things. First of all, they're very concentrated once they are dried, and secondly, when you add the water to it, they expand. So that's our jar filled up half. Now we get some nice fresh spring water which is filtered, and we're going to put this in, and it's cold water, and that's not really difficult on a day like today because there's about 2 inches of snow outside. So in here keep it nice and warm. So there we go, you fill it up to the very top like so. Then you get your chopstick and just poke it through like so to just get out all the water, get the water distributed between all the petals. If there are any air bubbles or air locks that are in there, which they can really happen with a lot of floral waters, and then you'll end up having a piece that's a bit of water will actually go off. Yeah, so your plant material will go moldy, and that would not be good at all. Now you can even see it's starting to turn colour. Absolutely gorgeous. So what we do is we just poke it, get the water distributed through all the petals, and you can see it starts to swell up and it comes over the top a little bit. So as the rose petals are absorbing, and the exact same procedure for lavender flowers or anything else that you want to make a fragrant floral water from. So as it turns colour, we're going to top it up another little bit. There we go, just to the point where it's just about to overflow, and then you put your lid on like so, nice and tight. There we go, give it a little bit of a shake, and then you set this on a sunny windowsill. Now it's February here at the moment, so the chance of sun in Ireland in February is slim, but it doesn't matter as long as it's sitting in daylight, full daylight. The light will extract the what you would call really the medicine and all the goodness out of the petals and go into the water. So you leave it sitting on a windowsill for 3 days. After 3 days, what you do, you strain it. Now, I'll show you what happens. So you're here, every time you pass it, I'll give it a little turn upside down, and that will keep it mixed up. So that is it. So really cold water in there with your rose petals. Now, straining our other one. So we have our bowl, and we have a straining cloth. Now this is calico, yeah, or if you can get some really good bed sheets. Now it doesn't look very healthy, but it is. It's we boil wash them. These are about I suppose about 6 years old at this moment when we use them to strain all our herbal tinctures and all the rest. We have other ones that are going to strain herbal oils, but we'll talk about making herbal oils in another video. So we get our already made one. This is one I prepared earlier, and we push it in. Now we squeeze it all out and strain it through this. If you use muslin and stuff, that seems to be it's a good tight thread count is what you need, and that so the plant material doesn't ooze out through it, and you're left with a perfectly good strained, yay, rose water. So from there on, then we're going to get a jar, again a clean jar, and we sort of sterilize these in the oven and stuff that in some water, and we sort of let them cool down. So we pour it in, and it smells absolutely beautiful. We'll actually put a little bit in here. You can put that in your bath. Oh, as a skin toner, it's It's absolutely amazing, and you can drink it as a skin toner. It will tone your skin, it'll condition it, it'll balance sebum, and it'll also work very well with little thread veins and stuff like that as a toner on your skin after you cleanse your face. It also, with a little drop of lavender oil to use for piles, so the astringent qualities of the rose water, it's so soothing and lovely. So what you're left with here at the end of this then, guys, is our rose petals, which have been just strained there, and you can see it, they're all dried up and re-squeezed out. This is what you call the mark. So that's always left over from after you work with when you've strained tinctures and stuff, and that goes straight into the compost, and it can be recycled and reused as to actually put on your plants and your roses during summertime, so as a little compost. So that's our strained rose water, which is set in the window for 3 days. This is the one we're going to stick onto the window, and we're going to use that for our beautiful rose skin rejuvenation moisturizer, for our lavender and rose water cleanser, and for our rose citrus and rose spray toner for your skin. So all of them, of course, are available in our shop when you look on our Facebook page. So that is how to make a floral water. So that's to stay in the window for 3 days. Before we finish, we also have workshops. We have workshops this year on, the first one is a skincare one. That's going to teach you again how to make, like here in the Herbalist Apothecary, floral waters. It's going to teach you how to make creams and lotions and face packs and face masks, and you're going to make them from seaweed, all from scratch. Skin toners, you're going to learn about the skin. You're going to make rejuvenating eye masks, you're going to make an eye ointment, an eye cream that's you put on at night time, and we also have a soap making class, and these are some of the soaps that we've made over the past couple of months. There's a beautiful goat milk, oat and honey bath soap, and they all have the most incredible lather, and they're quite firm, so they don't disintegrate too much in the water. This here is just olive oil. There's absolutely no scent in this one. The oat one here is scented with geranium, and we also have our citrus soap here. So it's there's a little piece of lemon there in it, so it sits on the edge on your soap dish, so it doesn't go all squishy. So that's is a little stopper, a little stand for it, so it drains away and it dries out. So that and that's got lemon in it, dehydrated lemon, and we do that. So these are all another course. That's our soap making course. The skincare and making your own skincare products from scratch course, there's one on with everything going right, Sunday the 7th of March. There's another one on Sunday the 9th of May, and another one on Sunday, July 4th. And we will, so that is our skincare, making your own skincare products from scratch. The soap making courses, there is one on the 14th of March, there is one on the 30th of May, 2 days after my birthday, and there is one on July the 11th. Also, these on our foundation course in herbalism and the holistic arts, all of this is included in that as well. So when we do the skin. So it's a full day's workshops. They usually start from 11 in the morning and finish at 5:30. It includes lunch, and we have a really good get together here, within reason, with numbers and socially distanced and all of that. So that's our soaps. We have our rose water, which is now going to go, this one, into the fridge down here, and get ready for our wonderful moisturizers, cleansers, toners, and all of this. And this one is going straight in the windowsill just over there for the sun to shine in. So I hope you really enjoyed that. I hope it wasn't too long-winded. And get making rose petals, rose water, lavender petals, lavender water. So, and away you go with it. Thank you very much for watching. And also, if you're watching this on my YouTube channel, Herbalist Apothecary, please just click down on that button and subscribe to it. Okay, and it's been great talking to you. Have a wonderful day, keep safe, and keep healthy, and keep beautiful.